Dan. Okay, can I have a motion to open the meeting?
The motion to open the meeting.
Second.
Dan, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Public speak time? Nobody? Okay, moving on to the approval of the minutes. What?
Landon, you're here for public speak too, not just what we're on for Old Colony. You had questions about the event?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Okay.
Hi, I'm interested in having a band play at Old Colony after we close on a Sunday. And I'm looking to get approval, like a license or a permit or however I have to do it.
So, Landon, is there alcohol going to be served?
No,
So it's just a band playing?
a band playing, yes.
And where, like, is it a fundraiser?
No, it's just something that I kind of wanted to do because I think it'd be like a PR move for us. And we're gonna park in Matt's garage right behind Old Colony, and then people can bring chairs up front in the parking lot.
Okay. That's kind of a busy intersection there, though. Is that going to interfere with the flow of traffic at all or anything?
I don't think so because everybody's parking at Matt's garage, like behind Old Colony.
Okay.
Kelly, real quick, if I can address the board, I did send out email to the police chief, fire chief, health department. Kelly, I included you on that. So I did ask with other departments if this is something that's a concern for them. It didn't sound like there's any concern from any other department with this, since there's no food or alcohol. I think what we'd be looking at is, since there's going to be live entertainment, if we need to permit for live entertainment on this.
Okay. Landon, what are the hours that the band's going to be playing?
6:30 to 8:30.
On what day?
And that's it.
Sunday, August 1st.
And that's the only thing? It's just going to be a band playing?
Correct. I mean, I am not advertising alcohol at all. But I know people probably bring like a cooler with stuff in it. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm like, there's no alcohol in there. I will not allow anybody to have any open alcohol containers.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that would be a concern for the police department.
Right.
You know, if people were bringing their own alcohol and opening it up and drinking there.
Right.
And Anthony and Stan, questions?
I have no questions.
No, I don't either.
Then I think we can grant it that it's fine. You know, you're with those hours, and just notify the police department that's what's happening. You know, give them a courtesy call and say that you're going to be doing that from this time to that time.
So I should do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Lindsay, anything else that you think that he should inform anybody else? Any fire department?
I don't think so, because I already looped them in. But Landon, if you want to send me an email with the event date, time, location, and just kind of outline the details, I'm happy to forward that off to police, fire, and everybody for you.
Okay, thank you. And also, is a permit required? Or a license permit and all that?
No, it's just a one-time thing, and it's for 2 hours. We're okay with that.
All right, cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
And then,
Kelly, real quick, I think we had a couple other people join. I don't know if Russell's here for public speak or not, so I don't know if you want to.
Russell, he's on mute.
I'm just sitting in. If there's any questions when we get to Thunder, I'll be here if anyone has any questions.
Okay, thanks, Russell. Anybody else public speak? Okay. Then approval of minutes. Lindsay, I just have one question on a follow-up of the minutes for the meeting, the is it the April meeting? No, the February meeting, following up on the Cottage Street Motors. Did they ever renew their license?
They did not, and they are no longer operational.
I brought mine in.
What?
Yeah, I'm on a meeting.
Please mute yourself. Not speaking.
Sorry.
Okay. So could I, if nobody else has anything else with the minutes, could I have a motion to approve them?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Now I'd like to open the public hearing for the special one-day application for the beer guy for Thunder in the Valley event for August. What is the date of this, actually?
14th.
The what, 14th?
Yep.
August 14th at Molitor's Orchard. And who's representing this applicant? Hello? Someone here?
I see both Mike and the beer guy here. They need to unmute.
I'm not seeing anybody.
Hello?
Hi, Mike.
Good.
Is Dave here?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think I'm unmuted.
You are now.
Okay. I had to figure it out. So both Mike and I are here, right?
Correct. The board's asking you to give details of your event.
For the entire event, I can give details on that.
Well, right now, just tell us in regards to the alcohol.
Okay, that'll be David.
Okay. You're looking for details on the alcohol, or you're looking for our setup?
Well, I want to hear how you're planning on checking IDs, how you're going to determine someone can go up and purchase alcohol, when are IDs getting checked?
As soon as you enter the driveway entrance, there's going to be a tent set up with an ID check station. So the way Mike and I agreed to do it is, in order for them to purchase a beverage, they have to have a specific wristband that the beer guy will provide. So they'll walk up, they get their ID, they get a food wristband, shows that they've purchased a ticket to get into the event, and then they have to show an ID, and then they get another wristband that shows that they're 21 or older. So basically, if somebody comes up to the trailer and wants to purchase a beverage from us, they have to have a wristband on, and they have to have a food band on that shows they paid their admission to get into the event.
Okay, and when that person comes up with the wristband on, are they only allowed to purchase a beverage, just one?
They can walk away with 2 beverages.
Okay, then how's that going to work if they walk over and give it to somebody that doesn't have a wristband?
Well, they have to. The other person that's standing there has to be with them in order to purchase something. So if there's one person standing in line, because there's always a line, the other person's buying something for somebody else, then they're allowed to purchase a beverage for their wife, partner, girlfriend. So they both have to have a wristband on.
So both people are standing in front of you?
Yes.
So it should be only one person can walk away with a beverage. Only a person with a wristband can have a beverage. They shouldn't be allowed to have 2 beverages.
Well, a lot of times somebody comes up and there's one person standing in line and the other person is standing next to them. So somebody buys 2 beverages and pays for 2 beverages and hands the beverage to the other person that they're standing with. So, we set it up the same way. Sorry.
Well, I'm just concerned that someone's buying a beverage for an underage person and, walking away from you, walking into the crowd and handing it to an underage person. Are there going to be people walking around? Will there be people walking around in the crowd?
Yes.
Yes, there will be people walking around doing security and so on. And from what my understanding from our brief meeting last week is that I'm going to be required to have police on hand. So, and usually they stand by the beer guy anyway. So I don't think you have to worry about the people giving to the minors, but.
Okay. And the person that's checking the IDs when people are coming in, is that a tip certified person that knows what a
Yes.
false ID looks
Yes.
like?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It's going to be a double stage when they come in.
Okay. But that person definitely is a tip certified person that knows what to look for.
That will be the guy doing the carding. Yes. Yes.
Okay. And then I didn't see any kind of outline in regards to that the whole perimeter is being fenced in.
It has been sent in. Lindsay has a copy. The police have a copy. Fire department has a copy. Jeff Bagg has a copy. Who else? And Bree also has a copy.
So when I say fence, I'm talking about the whole venue. It's being fenced in, correct? Wherever
Yes.
the people are going to be, there's a fencing around it, like snow fencing.
There's a stage, and then along one side we will have a fencing because the other side is just thick woods. So that'd be kind of wasteful to be doing that over there.
Well, what I'm looking at is there's just a fence by the vendors. That's it. A fence in
Right.
between like the vendors and the roadway. But the
Correct.
whole perimeter of where this is all being done, there's no fence like behind where the beer is being served or anything like that.
Correct. There really shouldn't be any way anybody can get back there unless they really wanted to make it an effort to get in there that way. I mean, they'd have to trudge through some other people's property. They'd have to, I mean, it's not going to be easy access to get over there. That's why we're trying to save money. This is a charity. We're trying to save money. I mean, we could fence it all in, but, once again, it's kind of wasteful to do that and a lot of money.
And once again, plus they still can't purchase a beverage if they don't have their food band and their wristband to show that they've purchased a ticket and they've been ID checked.
Correct.
And all my pours are tip certified.
So I just know that it's been a requirement in the past for anything that we've had at other venues
Correct.
in town.
Yeah, I've always fenced in the whole thing, but that's not necessarily true because the wooded side at Millside Park was never fenced in. And we did have problems with people that didn't want to pay when we were at Millside Park, and they did go through the pond and up through the woods and in, but they weren't eligible to purchase anything. They just wanted to see the show for free. So, I mean, there's nothing you could do about that. I mean, were we angry about it? Yeah, but I mean, if somebody wants to get in, they're going to get in. But they won't be served. They won't be. Excuse me?
Oh, okay.
I was just asking the other members what they feel about this.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're putting in safeguards to make sure that nobody can buy a beer unless they have an ID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't see a reason to put up a fence around the whole perimeter of an apple orchard just to keep it out. They have safeguards in so that people can't get it. So I think that's good enough.
Yeah, I think so.
Plus when they come up, this is David. Plus when they come up to the beer trailer to purchase a beverage, you can't just walk up to the table. I have stanchions in a row, so they actually going to have to walk through, just like how we set it up at Millside. You have to walk 30 feet in to the beverage, then you have to take a right, then you have to walk across the face of the tables. So in that whole process, who's ever pouring beverages looks at the people and verifies, okay, they have a band. Because even before, when we were at Millside, they'd walk up, and before they even got to the trailer, I would turn around and say to my pourers, if you see somebody without a wristband, pull them out of line, send them back over to the ID station. They have to be ID'd, then they can come back in line.
Yeah, I'm more concerned, I think, with people wandering around on the adjacent properties with their beverages. Not that people are going to come in and get served.
Right. Okay. Well, the only wandering that could actually be done would be down by Russell's property, and once again, that's a long ways. Quite a walk away from where we're going to be, and
200 yards.
Yeah. The wandering part, I don't see that happening, but I understand the concern there. We have talked to Russell, who's on the phone tonight, and I've actually hand-delivered to each home along Park Hill Road about, I think there was a little over a dozen letters I issued to everyone past the house on the corner, that if they have any issues and so on, they could feel free to contact me. I told them what was going on. And as of right now, I haven't received any calls or concerns.
Did you contact somebody at the community gardens?
I don't even know where the community gardens are.
They're out on Park Hill.
Whereabouts? I spoke with Steve Micka and his mother, who are right across the street, and we spoke with Chad Willard, who's the corner home and property, and Russell, who's also adjacent. The distant homes along Park Hill, I delivered letters. Now, where this garden is, I have no idea.
Russell, how far are the community gardens from your place?
There. Am I on there? The community gardens, I don't think, are a factor in this. They're on the other side of my property, so I'd say they're about almost a quarter mile down the road from where the event will be. So, okay. And I don't, people may park there for the event and fill their parking lot, which only holds 4 cars. So I don't know if that'll really be a factor.
Okay. I can't tell from their map how far.
We are going to put a safety ribbon across the top of our peaches because the peach crop is just ripe now, and we don't want federal food safety regulations doesn't allow people walking in the orchards.
Okay.
So we'll just put a yellow tape across the top of those.
I have some caution tape too, tons of caution tape or do not enter tape. I could bring down to you also.
Okay, yeah, that would help to have a roll of that because I'll just roll it out across the whole top of that, and that'll be sort of a fence on my side too.
That would be great. Yeah, I can even order more because that's quite a distance. But yeah, I'm planning on putting up a lot of that, and I'd be more than happy to do that along the edge. We could do it right along the edge of where the overflow parking is, or wherever
Russell,
you'd like.
Do you have any other concerns?
Pardon?
Do you have any other concerns?
Well, yeah, I guess, just the normal parking thing. We've offered to do some overflow parking if necessary. which we'll do free parking, but we're going to ask for donations to help cover, because it's going to take me about 3 employees, so it'll cost me about $55 an hour probably to run the parking lot, and I'm sure people will kick down money to help cover that.
Okay. And I don't have any other questions. Lindsay or other board members?
Oh, I'm good.
I have a question about the parking. So, Russell, what is your property that you're offering overflow parking on?
We have our pick your own parking lot. Our pick your own opens the next day. The apples are just getting ripe on those dates. And so we won't really have a large pick your own clients that day. So the parking lot should be not super full because it's only going to be farm stand traffic. So we park a good number of cars right now. Right now, half my parking lot is underwater, and I couldn't offer that, but hopefully it'll dry up a little before then. So the thing is that, on Park Hill Road, it's not the widest street in the world, so we want to make sure that cars aren't parked on the shoulders.
Right.
I think they're putting up no parking signs, and of course the Easthampton police officers will be there to make sure there's no big, huge tie-ups, I'm sure.
So that's just overflow parking. Mike, where is everybody else parking? Because we did say no on-street at all.
Right. On the diagram that I sent to you, we have enough room for, 750 cars.
Okay.
That's what we have. And then any more than that is overflow.
Got it. And that parking is through?
That's on Molatoris's actual land, and some of, I believe it's Steve Micka's property.
All right. I just wanted to be clear about that. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to keep our parking lot closed by and large and put a big arrow that says Thunder in the Valley parking up the street until they're, filled in up there, because we don't, it says it's at Molatoris Orchard, and of course Molatoris has no apple trees or anything like that, so people might see our orchard and think that's where Thunder in the Valley is.
Right.
So I want to make sure that the center of gravity of the event moves up the hill to where it is before we open our parking lot.
Sounds good.
And I have about $250 worth of signs in my car as we speak for parking, with arrows and so on, and no parking.
Great. Thank you.
I don't have any other questions. Stan, Tony?
Nope.
No questions.
Motion.
Someone like to make a motion then?
Motion to approve the permit.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Real quick, Dave, you gave me a check for $75. You're missing the $50 application fee.
Okay, I was unaware there was an application fee, but I can get that to you.
It's listed right on the paperwork on our website.
Oh, okay.
So whenever you can get that to me, I'm actually leaving on vacation tomorrow, so we can plan when I come back on the 26th. And Mike, at that time, Dave and Mike, I can have probably a license ready for you to come pick up too, because I'll get everyone's signatures on them that day. So just give me a call on the 26th, and we'll coordinate.
I'll just write a check and mail it to your address. How's that?
That works too. You'll still need to pick up this
Okay.
for the event though, so we'll connect about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Great, thank you.
Okay, not a problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, new and old business. Chris Rogers, Penguin Unlimited LLC is going to give us an update. Go ahead, Mr. Rogers.
Good evening, board. So as you, I think, read in the email I sent you, things have been kind of brought to a standstill at the moment. We had some issues with the zoning board. I would like to clarify one thing I wrote in the email, which was I said we met the minimum requirement of 23 parking spots. We actually had a minimum requirement of 21 parking spots, and we provided 23 parking spots. But in the end, the board thought that wasn't sufficient based on some pushback from a neighboring business over there. So I have my lawyer working on any possible variances that might help. And my site planner is also working on reconfiguring to get more parking. I actually recently gave him an idea he hadn't considered, and I'm waiting for feedback on that, but I don't have that yet. So we're kind of in limbo at the moment and waiting for answers.
How many parking spaces are you supposed to have for your size of your building?
For the size of the building and what they listed it as for amusement / with a bar, it was 21 spaces.
Doesn't seem like very many people to be in a bar.
What's that?
So that doesn't seem like very many people to be in a bar. If you're having a pool tournament or something like that, I'm sure you would have more than 21 people in it.
Yes, that is true. That was the zoning requirement they gave us, and we met that requirement. And then after, on the last zoning meeting, there was two of the members who felt it wasn't sufficient, and one of them didn't like our trip reduction plan, which we felt was going to minimize the traffic. So after a straw vote, I had to withdraw without prejudice and reassess. So they agreed to that. And, you know, there is obviously a lot of public parking along the street there, which isn't considered in the actual zoning, like, regulation that is required for the business. So can't use that as part of the parking, but it is available.
On the street parking on Pleasant Street?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's parking on the right side all the way down the street there.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, yeah. Things you don't notice.
Yeah, most people don't use it because there's plenty of parking, you know, at the mills and whatnot themselves. So there's really an abundance of parking there.
Huh. All right. Any other questions, Stan?
No.
Tony?
No.
All right. Well, we'll see you at the next meeting with your next update.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a good month.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Next, we have OCPS update for change of manager.
So I'll speak real quickly to that. We have Landon on the phone. The ABCC returned the change of manager that we had approved for no action due to a missing, the birth certificate that was filed was not legible. We were missing one piece of Edward Gall's name on the corporate vote, even though it was signed, and then a notarized Corey. So Landon did stop by my office today with those, and I sent those back over to the ABCC for reconsideration.
Okay. So if that all passes, then we'll be able to sign it at the next meeting?
Yes.
Landon, do you have any questions?
No, Lindsay was very helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. LLA guidance for SOD and extension of premises. Lindsay, you gonna give us a report on that?
Yeah, so I was just looking for more clear guidance on if we're requiring special 1 days because the extension of premises. So after some conversations, my understanding is yes, for anyone who didn't file the extension under Chapter 35 of the governor's orders that's been extended to April of 2022, that yeah, we're going to have to require special 1 days for everyone except for those people who got the temporary extension. So just correct me if I'm wrong. If not, then I will proceed normally.
And also, they are allowed, also that has been extended, is that takeout is allowed to give beverages still, alcoholic beverages, for the same time period, correct?
Yeah, to-go alcohol and extension, the temporary extension of premises has been extended until April 2022. Only catch is that I did have one business inquire about they want to do a temporary extension of premises and they can't do that because you had to already apply under the governor's emergency order. So it's closed off to the people who already applied and were approved through you guys back March 2020.
Who wanted to do an extension?
Daily Operation wanted to serve on the sidewalk. I told them it wasn't possible, and they're also already looking at potential new space in January. And I gave them the timeline to come to the board and processing timelines with the ABCC. I gave them a heads up that they need to be in the pipeline with me by September.
Okay. Can you give us an update what's going on at the Pulaski Club?
I did.
I reached out. They have new managers.
I reached out and they said that's not true. They don't know why someone put that on Facebook, and Mike Flanagan is still the manager. And I said, okay, you need to have him reach out to me, and I have not heard since.
Okay.
So
follow up on that.
If you see on over, or I can stop by when I'm back from vacation and do a personal check-in.
Okay.
And you guys would like to move forward with that.
What?
However you want me to look into that.
Yeah, I just don't know why somebody would post that if that's not the facts. But
so I called, emailed them, and they said, no, Mike's still here. And I said, okay, have him call me. And I haven't heard from him.
We'll follow up on that next month.
Okay.
And then lastly, licensing clerk to discuss meeting dates, times moving forward.
Yeah, so as you all know, I had a baby during the pandemic who has now inhibited my schedule a little bit. So the first Monday of every month, I can't really meet. Barbara's asking that we set a time. We don't legally have to set every Monday. We don't have to have a set thing. She prefers it. So the thing is that my fiance works. 1 week he has a Monday off. The next week he has a Wednesday off. That's where and he's with my child during that time frame. So that's why I can do those meetings. So I don't have every first Monday of the month available anymore. So I just want to make that clear to the board. And I'm always happy to do day meetings Monday through Thursday when I'm in the office. But if we do need them at the 5 o'clock time, I'm going to need that to be different each month, if that's okay.
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Would a different day be better? Like if it was the first Tuesday or something?
No, so he works like 2 days on, 3 days off, 2 days on, 2 days off. It's
yeah, it's different. Yeah, okay.
So just doing a given day isn't going to work. Like if we did the second Monday in the month, that wouldn't work.
I do a set day, but I can look at the schedule at the end of each meeting and know what days he'll be home with her. Or
okay.
Daycare, but I have to pick her up by 4. So that's what I'm saying. Like I could do a daytime meeting if that worked, but I know Kelly, you work until 5, 6, so.
Yeah.
Whatever works.
But I mean, I have no problems like stepping away for, you know, an hour and doing a meeting. It's just, I think it might be hard for some applicants if they're working
Okay.
to meet with us. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. So I don't mind, like, at the end of each meeting, we just decide what our next meeting's gonna be, and you can let Barbara know if anybody calls. Is that okay with everyone else?
Fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. And I have one last thing that I didn't put under new old business. Is it okay for me to bring that up, or do I need to wait for the next meeting?
No, go ahead.
I had a question come to me. We understand that happy hour, you can't do reduced prices during time things. However, my lovely guys down at Mimi's would like to know if they can advertise Sangria Sundays, where it's just the entire Sunday in the summers, Sangrias are a certain percentage off. And I said I wasn't sure.
That's a question for the ABCC.
Okay.
I don't know if they can do that. I do not think that you are allowed to charge a different price for your beverages at any given time.
Okay. I'll check with Ralph.
Yeah, no matter how you word it, I'm pretty sure you cannot change it. Like, you can't have a lunchtime special or anything like that.
Okay.
Package stores do that. Like if you go to Liquors 44, every month they have a different, you know, saying like this month all American wines are 20% off.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
It's when you're getting served alcohol, like
Yeah.
at a restaurant or a bar.
Yeah.
When you sell it, that's okay. It's when you're serving it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check with them and
Like
then check back with Johnny and let him know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Just, you know, if the ABCs, if Ralph says it's fine, that's fine.
Okay.
I had a question. I don't know if this should have been under old business. I remember from an email conversation going back a while that there's some questions came up with Fort Hill being under cease and desist orders, and I remember Kelly saying add this to our agenda.
Yes, so I was going to add that to our agenda, and then I was advised by the city solicitor not to at this time. And he will let us know when we need to bring him before the board, if we need to bring him before the board.
Okay.
So it could be in the pipeline, but I will add it to the agenda once I get the okay, if that happens.
Okay.
And one of the things that I would like to put on the agenda for next month is to start talking about entertainment licenses for these individual events. We don't have anything at this time in regards to entertainment licenses, other than like venues that are doing things at all the times, like the breweries all have entertainment licenses, any place that does the wedding venues, they have entertainment licenses, but we haven't been requiring entertainment licenses for single activities.
Right.
So I think we need to start talking about that. If there would be a entertainment license for a single event, what the fee would be, what the requirements would be, the pros and cons of doing that. I was thinking that it would be a good idea, just because we would know then what's going on, and it would trigger that the fire department, the police department, Lindsay would be notifying all these different departments of what's going on, and we would have an idea of, the time frames that the bands for live music would be, when they would be playing, and if we thought it would be a very loud, high volume thing in a neighborhood. So I think we should have some kind of an application fee for live entertainment, but that's something we should, open it up to public discussion too, put it on the agenda and hear from the public about it also.
I will make it a public hearing for our August meeting, and I'll send something out to my listserv of licensed commissioners to see what other cities and towns are doing, if they're doing anything.
If I can add to that, on this very topic and add this to our agenda as well. various entertainment licenses have been issued. With the, it's been added to the license that they add noise mitigation. And that's not been defined by us. And the noise hasn't been defined. We don't have a noise ordinance in Easthampton, so we don't have any way to define that. And if somebody is not doing that, if they're not mitigating the noise from their entertainment venue, how is the public supposed to come to the licensing board with that? And how is that supposed to be resolved? Right now, there is no resolution. So I think we need to add that and have that discussion as a community.
Something else we might want to start considering too is, I know I had brought this up a couple times pre-COVID era, is our licensing fees. We are still on one of the lower ends in Massachusetts for our fees. So I don't know if that's something we want to start looking at again. And if not now, then just keep that on your radar because we will be looking at renewal season pretty soon.
Sure.
Yeah, this past, we were 75% off, right?
Yeah, this past year we gave them a big reduction. So, I mean, I'm not saying that this year we hit them with an increase either, but we are still on the lower end in Mass for licensing fees.
Okay. Anything else? Or let's decide what our next meeting's going to be.
So
So when are you available?
I can do the first Monday of August. It does fall on one of his days off, but that's pretty close to this one. So, and I'm on vacation next week, so people would have to get stuff to me and I'd have to prepare it by the 29th. So that's not really feasible. But I'm happy to do Monday the 16th if that works for everyone.
That's good for me.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I'm good with Monday the 16th.
You guys want 5?
5 o'clock?
Yeah, 5's good.
Okay.
Good for me.
Lovely. 8/16 at 5. Perfect.
And is
Okay.
going to be going live? Is it going to be hybrid? Do we know?
We are fully remote until further notice.
Okay.
If anything changes from now until then, I will certainly let you all know.
Okay.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to close the meeting?
I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you all.
Thank you.
Everybody have good vacations, those of you who are having vacations. Bye-bye.
Aye.
Bye.